Hi guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Today we're going to be talking about Grave of Venom, the DPS gear dungeon. And we're going to be going through a team that is completely accessible for everybody. Granted, this is the last stage, but this team will work through every single stage of the game. It is the most important dungeon that you're going to be facing in Dragonheir. Obviously, damage gear is so vital to your teams. You're going to be building so many teams throughout the season as well. So you want to make sure that you've got a good mix of gear and you're able to switch as needed to tackle each different area of content. So one of the key things to remember in Grave of Venom is the damage requirement isn't massive. The only massive thing to worry about is actually keeping your tank alive. So the big things that you want to look out for is making sure that your tank can survive, you've got enough accuracy, and that your positionings are correct so that you're not taking unnecessary damage. And outside of that, it's just a case of facing the stage that you're able to survive. As you get more gear, you'll be able to move up further in stages. Obviously, this team is accessible for everybody, and you will be able to use this on every previous stage. So the things you need to look out for is, like I said, your tank needs to be able to survive. So I'm using Horus here. He's completely unbooked, just to make it accessible for everybody. Of course, my gear is relatively good, but like I said, this is completely adjustable to every single stage. So as your gear improves, you'll be able to improve in levels. My gear is overkill for this, but unfortunately I don't have any epic gear available. So you build your tank, that's absolutely fine. Then you've got the common healer here, Meredith. So Meredith is only going to be building in defense because this orb here only targets the lowest HP. So you want to make sure she's the lowest HP, but she's also got plenty of defense to take the hits from this orb. So the way I've got this lined up, the only person taking damage other than Meredith is going to be the tank. All of these others are going to be completely away from any harm at all. So in the lineup I'm using here, I'm using two healers. So I've got Megan, the rare healer, who is going to remove defense penalty on her passive skill. So this is really important as the other orb places defense penalty on your tank. She's also going to do a single target heal and recharge ultimate energy. And as well as that, she grants defense up 1 and recovery over time to allies within range. So she's just going to help keep your tank alive. We've got Hexandra, the free rare hero that everybody gets at the start of the game. She's currently in a damage mitigation set just to help take that damage off of Horus a little bit. It's not at all necessary, but obviously we all know what Hexandra does. She just does lots of healing. So she's going to be healing single target and dispelling a debuff every now and then. She's also going to heal all allies within range. Obviously, this is only relevant to Horus because he's the only one who's going to be taking significant damage. Lastly, in our DPS spot, we've got Sigrid. So Sigrid is built with accuracy so that she can land decreased attack penalty. But as well as that, the damage she does for a rare hero is absolutely disgusting. So everybody should be trying to get their hands on her, especially from the Battle Pass boxes. There's no excuse not to have Sigrid at this point. To get your hands on a Sigrid and you'll be able to build this team. So just to run through the boss's skills, obviously we've covered the first orb that targets the lowest HP. The second orb, as I mentioned, deals damage to the current target and places defense penalty 2. So that will be on the tank. And as for the boss, it's going to do poison damage to enemies within range. This is only ever going to hit the tank. Then it's going to dash to the current target's location, perform a triple kick, each dealing poison damage and triggering Flame of Element. So that's going to trigger the defense penalty orb to attack at the same time. And then the Deadly Harpy's attacks have a 60% chance of triggering assistance from the Poisonous Will of the Wisp, whose attacks will always target the same as the Deadly Harpies. And lastly, it is immune to all control effects, so you won't be able to control this. So with Horus, obviously he is placing attack penalty 2 on his battle skill. Like I said, I haven't got this booked at all, so it's not as frequent as it could be. So you just want to make sure he's got enough accuracy. Mine actually doesn't have very much accuracy. I tried to drop it down a little bit just to potentially not land it so I could take a little bit more damage just to show that this is available for everybody. Of course, this is only using 1 free epic, 3 rares and 1 common hero. So you could actually upgrade these for any other heroes along the way. So say you had a legendary healer, you could slot that in for any of the 3 you've got here. Or if you had a legendary damage dealer who you wanted to bring in to speed it up. As well as that, if you actually have too much healing, you could drop one of these healers for another damage dealer and you would be absolutely fine. I am choosing to not use the 5 elemental bonus here as well, just because it makes my team obviously significantly stronger with my current upgrades. I have got everything maxed out, so it wouldn't be fair to really showcase that. So I'm only using the 3 times elemental bonus in this run. I am using the HP aura here just to help increase the survivability. But as you'll see, this run here on my account has no problems at all, and it will be the same for you guys as you progress through the game. So as you can see, Horus is taking the defense penalty from the Will of the Wisp. So you just need to make sure that you're keeping him topped up, and you will be able to get through this stage fairly simply. So as you can see as well, the top orb, the one on the left, is only hitting Meredith, and it's not going to do a massive amount of damage to her because she's built with very low HP and a lot of defense. So she's mitigating a large amount of the damage incoming from it, and Horus is able to comfortably tank the boss. Nobody else will receive any damage throughout this fight, and over time Sigrid will slowly just nuke it down. But as I say, this run is replicable for anybody. Every single account will be able to build this team. Obviously it may take you a little bit of time just to get the rares needed, but by the time you're looking to push into getting epic gear and of course eventually legendary gear, I can almost assure that as long as you've picked Sigrid from the box, you will have the heroes to build this team. Obviously Megan could be replaced by another healer such as Enna, the lightning element rare, who also does cleansing and healing. But there's so many variations and options that you could use here, whether it be upgrading to epics, upgrading to legendaries, or even sticking to rares. Meredith is quite incredible for being a common champion. Common hero, sorry. She does so much healing. Obviously all the healing she does is based on her target's HP rather than her HP, so it just allows you to build her very tanky and also heal a massive amount still. So if we actually look at the healing breakdown here, Horus is doing a large chunk. He's not really taking a huge amount of damage. Obviously in lower gear levels he will be taking a lot of damage, but it's just something that's going to gradually improve as you get further through the game. And obviously one of the key fundamentals to progressing Grave of Venom is actually to push Grave of Curse as well, just to get yourself the tank gear. But once your tank is strong enough, there is nothing stopping you from farming legendary gear for all of your heroes. And once you get obviously a good amount of legendary gear from this dungeon, you can start to consider farming the other dungeons a little bit more, but this one definitely is the priority. So as you can see here, obviously there is no risk at all in this run. It is working incredibly smoothly. Nobody is at risk of dying, and obviously it is all using accessible heroes. I will say obviously it's not the fastest run in the world. It is purposely slow. It's overloading on the support just to make sure the tank stays alive, whilst also making sure that we kill the boss. But at the end of the day, when you're building your first Grave of Venom team and you're looking just to push into getting that legendary gear, speed doesn't really matter. We are limited to the amount of runs we can do each day anyway, so as long as you've got the time, you can just get some of these runs done each day and your gear will gradually improve, and then you'll be able to speed up your run by bringing in another damage dealer. So there we have it, guys. We've got a 3 minutes and 32 seconds run, so we've got plenty of leeway in this run as well. It's not like it's going to run out of time anytime soon. As you can see, all of the damage is coming from Sigrid. She is absolutely ridiculous, and the healing is kind of a fair share from the rest. Horus taking all of the damage, with Meredith just taking a tiny little bit from that orb. But this team will take you all the way to getting legendary gear. So I hope this has helped for everybody. So, well, everybody who is looking to build a Grave of Venom team. But thank you very much for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.